NRHA $2 million Sire Smart Spook, reigning's Iron Man, pedigree, performance, and proven longevity without compromise. This equine powerhouse is the highest earning stallion in NRHA history with more than $400,000 in lifetime earnings. Still fit and sound at 12, Smart Spook has wasted no time charging into million-dollar sire territory with offspring like Custom Spook and NRHA Futurity Reserve co-champion Spook Off Sparks.
I started early on riding the Smart Spooks, and I could tell even as 2-year-olds before I got to the show pen that there are horses that match my program and maybe my personality a little bit. There are horses that are on the laid-back side, but also can be pushed up and step up to be an open horse, and that's kind of a quality that's hard to find. You know, most horses that we consider open horses, level 4 type of horses, there are horses that maybe are a little bit more on the edgier side, mind-wise. So there are horses that sometimes they're a little bit harder to train. They take a little bit more time, and also there are horses that are a little bit harder for non-pros to ride. But I found out early on from the Smart Spooks that they're easygoing horses, but they've got the talent and the capabilities and the energy to be stepped up to be open horses. And I think that's probably one of the strongest qualities. We can talk about how big of stoppers they are, that they circle well, they're sound horses, but I think all those qualities, you can find them in quite a few studs nowadays, but the mental attitude that they have, I think it's something rare to find.
That horse had to be good-minded to be able to show as long as he did for as hard as he did. And this horse has been the same way. We showed him, you know, he's been showed pretty hard so far through his life, and he kind of just gets a little better and a little better, so I think a lot of it has to do with how good-minded they are.
Red Stripe Spook was really a nice colt right from the start. He was nice to train, and he was just easy, and he was a pleasure. Every day he came out, went to work, and was just a fun horse. He was born at our place. He's out of a Jackalito bar mare, and so I saw him grow up, and we broke him, and then it didn't take too long. I recognized him as a 2-year-old among all the others at our place, and I knew I needed to be riding that one. And one day I rode him, and I told the guy working for me, I said, that's probably the last ride you'll have on that colt, because he was really special. I could recognize how talented, and he reminded me, I always said he was like Gumby, because he could just move, he could move any body part real loose, and he was very agile, and he was wheeling, and he was just a good horse, you know. He was fun every day. Yeah, he was second in the futurity. He was the kind of colt, like in the cross ties, he wanted to go work. And I remember the night of the finals, we got him out of the stall, and he was slinging his head, and he looked like a racehorse in the paddock. And I thought, oh no, I might have left him too fresh. And I got on him that night, I remember, and he just dropped his neck and went to work. And he said, I'm ready. And he showed, I remember that week, he showed so good in the go-rounds and the finals. And usually a 3-year-old, when you go through the futurity, you're going to run into some kind of problem, and he just didn't. He didn't throw me any curves that week. He was happy to go work, and he was good every time I got on him, and that's unusual, and that sticks out in my mind with that horse. Well, I won the Carolina Classic as a 5-year-old. Then as a 6-year-old, I won the Florida and made the finals at the NRBC. As far as trainability and athletic ability, there wasn't any holes in that horse. He could turn, he could stop, he was good, he wasn't too hot. He was what we like to train.
Good horse to be around every single day, fun, doesn't get excited, doesn't get upset, so he's means a lot. This horse has been a great horse for me. I won most of my money in my lifetime earnings on this horse. So he's just so fun, he's part of the family, just fun to be around. He'll be irreplaceable.
It's the nicest facility that I've ever worked at, and that was one of the main reasons why I wanted to go there. And also, it's great ownership and very positive atmosphere, and also probably, to me, in my book, the #1 stallion that's out there. So I was, you know, getting to ride his babies in one of the best facility, most functional facility. That was just a win-win for me. I think they're the most consistent horses, you know, that you can find, especially from gender, male to female. You know, a lot of stallions, people prefer a lot of studs, people prefer stallions out of them. I think Smart Spook's got the best mares out there also as stallions, so I think that's a very good attribute. I love to ride his fillies, I love to ride his mares, and they, you know, many of them are very mature very early and will make very solid non-pro horses and solid open horses.
The ones that I did have a chance to ride, like her and a three-quarter sister of her last year, they're mares that you can ride like a stud. You know, you don't have to worry about their temperament. They're pretty much the same every day. You can't tell if they're in heat or in not heat. There are more mares that ride like a stud or a gelding.
I agree. Well, you know, they're all very, very mature mentally, but physically they're strong. You know, you rarely see a frail-looking one. They'll all be very stout, very well put together, wide behind, and you know, when they're able to hold it together and when you ask them to do everything hard, that's, I think, the edge right there, because they're built for it and they have the mind for it.
They've been horses that have been sound, and that's another great quality. You know, we talk more and more about animal welfare and being able to take care of these horses without using too many medications. And I think for the future we're going to have to concentrate on studs that will produce sound horses to where, you know, we don't have to have the help of medications in order to get them to the show season. We're concentrating as NRHA members and as NRHA in general on the longevity of these horses and the FEI shows and the importance of keeping a horse sound in order to show it for a long time. So I think having a stud that's going to produce babies that we can count on for a long time, it's going to be pretty important. On top of the older ones, I'm still riding some of the young ones now. I've got a 2-year-old prospect that's pretty special out of Shine Chick Shine's mom. I think is going to be the next special one. I've got a 3-year-old that's in the process of getting trained right now for the futurity. So I think the future is looking bright. I see more and more out there. I see that a lot of trainers are putting their effort into trying to find the smart spooks. So I think we're just going to keep seeing them more and more.
Smart Spook, the equine Iron Man, forging steel into the next generation of reigning champions.